Alright, guys, we have something that resembles a plan. We just gotta work out the nitty gritty, and then we'll see how it goes. So, please continue.
So, what are the chances that her blood type is O negative?
What is the percentage chance of any one singular person being O negative?
Very low. Let's see.
O negative or O positive, right? Both are universal donors.
No, only O negatives, because if you put positive O positive blood in somebody who's Rh negative, it will kill the crap out of them.
Yeah, but it's useful for all the archetypes who have positive in their blood, right?
That is true.
I have no idea. But if you can find me a statistic, I will totally roll a percentile die to see if you hit.
But most cases they want to use the same blood type that the person had. So all we have to say is we're restocking her blood type. So it doesn't matter what it is, it's just as long as it's that particular one. The O negative is just if you don't know what it is, but if you know what it is, they prefer to use the same blood type.
38%. Wait, no, 7%, sorry.
Yeah, this is the...
O negative's 30%, 38%.
Yeah, I lost my screen.
Do you guys like high or low?
Oh, here's all the percentages.
Low?
Okay. Do you guys we're going with low then? Not that it's gonna matter. Alright, yeah, no, she's not that blood type. Sorry.
Okay. No, it doesn't. Okay. So there could still be a legitimate reason for for leaders of a specific person's blood to be made, and that is if there was a big trauma and they needed a massive infusion and they were rich. Infusing your own blood is always better than infusing somebody else's blood, even
so
if you have.
Shoot her and make her bleed a lot, and then you get her blood cloned.
That, or you're going in there because she has a planned operation, and you're just getting prepared for it.
Yeah, I think the order won't be too weird. Like if we just make the order that she's going in for extensive surgery the next day, and she's rich, and they want to have 6 liters of her blood on hand, in case like she's going for like a lung transplant or something that's gonna take a long time and maybe use a lot of blood.
I mean, not even that, right? If she has something like jaundice or what's it called? The mosquito.
Malaria?
Yes. So when you have malaria, right, you require blood platelets in your blood instead of just blood. And blood, so like if you're donating blood platelets, it literally takes liters of blood. And that could be it.
All right, so I got 7 dice on our badges, and we got clothes. So we got Fenway as a lab tech, we've got me as a doctor, and we've got Splatter as an orderly. And the plan's gonna be we drive up, I hack their system, I put in the order, we send Fenway in to drop off the blood and tell him he'll be back. And then we kind of hang out, and then we come back and we pick up the blood and get out, and everything is awesome. And if something isn't awesome and we need pressure, I show up as the pissed off doctor, and I apply pressure to make it happen. And if things goes to shit, then Splatter grabs both of us and gets us out of there. Does that sound like the plan?
Yep, let's roll.
Okay. So let's roll up to the hospital, and I'm going to do a matrix perception to spot what's the name of those things?
Well, that's going to be a rather specific piece of equipment that is almost assuredly only accessible from within the host.
No, it's a general matrix perception, but I'm looking for devices that might lead me down to where I want to be. But either which way, I'm just looking for a device that I can get on the host.
I mean, there's all kinds of devices. There's cameras and ID readers and that kind of thing.
I'm looking. What I really want is their like inventory and what would they call it? Or not order tracking, but like their internal logistics system.
Okay, I have this feeling that is not going to be something that is a physical device. That would probably be a set of icons or something digital on the host itself, which you are obviously not going to be able to access from outside the host. Because, here's your free medical records for everybody.
No. So let me say this. I'm sure they've got like little iPads or whatever they're walking around with, the devices that they are interacting with that host.
Yeah.
I just need one of them.
Sure. You can pick a comlink at random to hack. Because that's basically what they are.
Oh crap. Then maybe I should go for some of the equipment that I figure would be in there. Like an X-ray machine is going to be on that host, and it's not going to be like in somebody's pocket. Just they're walking around with an X-ray machine. So
chances are everything is just going to be slaved to the host anyway. So I'm not sure what you're aiming at here.
My concern is that if I just target a random conlink, it could be a patient on floor 3, which doesn't help me at all get to the host. So I'm looking for devices that I'm pretty sure are going to be
narrow down. Like, you have time and you're not any kind of crunch. You could narrow down and ask a bunch of matrix perception questions until you find a comlink that is to a registered nurse, whatever. Or almost assuredly, the cameras are slaved to the host itself.
Okay. Well, I'm going to find a device and let's go ahead and roll. I'm going to try to hack on the fly.
Here we go.
Yay. Okay. And I'm doing it from the device, so this will be 16. Bloop.
All right. Let me do a quick look at my host's rating table. Yeah, that sounds about right. All right, you have a mark on the... It was a comlink that you chose, yes?
Yes. So do I also have a mark on the host?
Yep.
Okay. So, and with the 3 extra I got, what's the rating of the host?
6.
Okay. All right. So I got a foothold. That should be all I need to spoof the order. So let's see. I'm in here. I want to enter the host.
All right.
And I'm going to...
It looks very much like a hospital on the inside.
Okay. And I'm going to try to go to the lab department. I guess I need a matrix search to find the relevant systems, or no?
Yep.
Or sorry, a matrix perception, I mean.
Yeah.
And I'm silent, so gimped down to 11.
Good news, this part is not hiding from you. It's not like running silent or anything. So you're able to find the section that you are looking for.
Okay. And let's see what the spoof... I had bad luck with this before, but let's see what the spoof command is again. It is hacking plus int. So, all right.
What are you attempting to spoof?
I am attempting to spoof an order to replicate 6 liters of blood, and I'm putting in a SKU and a number and putting in estimated drop-off time in 15 minutes and making it an expedited request.
All right, that is definitely not a spoof command.
Okay, so edit file. Yeah, I guess I got to edit file then, right?
It would,
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm sorry.
it would
Spoof
be a
is just
number
for
of things.
device.
Yeah, spoof command is a.
Yeah, my bad.
So you would need to have access to the file itself to be able to make the appropriate changes to place the order as you were.
Okay, so is that just an edit file, or do I need to? I did my previous role let me find the file, or just found the system? Do I need to make another perception to find the file?
No, you can find you can find the thing you are looking for.
Okay. Let's see what kind of protections are running on it. There's matrix perception on the file.
Mm-hmm.
Looking for encryption or data bombs.
Yes.
Both.
Yep.
Okay. So let me think about this. So crack file. So can I make a copy and then crack and disarm on the thing, or I need to crack and disarm this file and then I can make copies and do whatever I want?
In order to be able to do anything to the file, it needs to be able to be unencrypted and the data bomb dealt with.
Okay. So first thing, let's disarm the data bomb. That's software plus int. Jesus. All right. What the hell are my scores? This is out of my comfort zone things. Software. Oh, suck. Software is 2. And it's on my crap stat too. So wow, that's only 7 dice. I have programs that I can load to help with this.
That's good. Sounds like you're going to need them.
Yeah. What do I have?
You could always burn edge, too. Don't forget.
Oh, maybe I don't have them. I have... Detonator is an offensive thing, right?
I think detonator is the thing that lets you get extra dice to set data bombs. Not 100% sure.
Diffuse. Here we go. This is what I want. Diffuse. +4. Oh, only to resist the damage.
I mean, it might be good to have in place beforehand. Just saying.
Yeah, I am gonna put it in place, and I'm gonna put decryption in place too. Yeah, I guess that's it. I guess I'm probably just going to. I'm really gonna hope I get lucky. All right, so if I try to defuse this and I fail, it will blow up in my face, right?
Yep.
Alrighty. So I'm gonna pre-edge this. And I'm going to stop running silent.
Okay.
No, I'm not. Because if I do that, then they'll immediately just spot me, right? Yeah.
If somebody were to say, search host for devices with attack rating, they would totally see you immediately.
Yeah, okay. I'll still stay silent, but this is going to suck. So this is pre-edged.
Awesome.
Oh, wait. Actually, let me cancel because I have my exploding dice macro. All right.
Best
so
of
here we
luck
go.
to you.
Ah, sweet. It tastes like candy.
Oh my god. So it tastes like candy.
Let me just double check the data bomb rating ×2. All right. You ready?
Yep.
Oh.
All right. So now I got to decrypt that motherfucker.
Yep.
I'm really sweating too, and I'm down to one. I'm down to one edge.
What's the worst that could happen?
Brain fry.
You weren't using your brain anyway.
All right, so crack file. That's what I need. Hacking plus logic. Hey, at least I get to use logic. So this is actually good. Crack file is not bad.
Yeah, it's also an attack action, so.
It is. So that's 14 dice. 12 because I'm running silent. So all right, crack file.
Are you cool with that?
No.
Okay.
Because this should be the last thing. Hopefully, this is the last criminal thing I have to do. So I'll be willing to spend the remainder of my edge, my last edge.
You still need to make the edits.
Yeah, but those aren't illegal.
This is true.
This is less cause for alarm. So 8.
All right. All right, up here.
Hacking is like ball-shrivelingly stressful.
Man.
Aha. Cracked.
All right. So you have decrypted and debombed this file for like the work orders for the day.
All right, and computer plus logic, so this should be easy, even silent. So now I'm going to do the edit files. And of course I roll shit, but at least this won't raise any alarms if I fail.
First question I have for you, sir, is are you still running silent?
Yes, I am.
All right. Just do 1, 2, 3. All right. Just had to take a quick note of something. It's right there. No, that's control device. Hold on. I'm trying to find it in the book. Intuition plus firewalls.
Yeah, I'm going to check it in a second. He rolled lots of big numbers.
I did roll lots of big numbers. Do you want to go ahead and roll your logic plus C's?
Logic plus sleaze?
Yep.
Let me see what my sleaze attribute is. 7, and my logic is 8. So 15. This is not or is not affected by running silent.
This is a defense test.
Okay. So
because
15.
I'm going to start looking for you.
Oops.
Oh man, that's not good.
On 15 dice, I got 3.
Yeah, that's gonna be unfortunate. Let me double check what I rolled to find you. Because I'm pretty sure it's gonna be like. So as you're doing your thing, you're gonna notice that a orderly in it's a persona, obviously. Has no face, just has like the logo of the building where the face would be. Kind of turns and looks directly at you. And you will notice that the yellow lights have begun blinking in the background. And with
Okay.
that, I'm gonna need you to roll some Matrix Initiative here.
Alrighty. Let me put Hero Levy into. I hate the way this is Hot SimDR. All right, so my initiative is 10 plus 46. Oh yeah, I was saying, do you get bonus dice when you're in Hot Sim?
You go up to 46 initiative, and what other bonus dice are you looking for?
No, I'm just wondering if you got it to any of your regular tests.
You get +2 to everything you do in the Matrix.
Ah, see, I haven't been adding those, and I should have been, but that's okay.
You also get -2 for running silent, so
it balances out.
If you choose to go hot sim and run silent, yes.
Okay.
So
now that I am spotted, is there any advantage to remaining running silent? Like if I stop running silent, is that going to be bad for me?
You are spotted. You are not marked. You can potentially hide from the host, and I think hosts are just So, dude stares at you and is like, bad things are happening. And then it's on you. Which you might be muted or panicking. I'm not sure which.
No, I mean, it's your turn, right?
First guy can't do anything right now.
Oh, okay. So it's my turn?
Mm-hmm.
And I can hide? What do I... Let me see. What can I do?
You do a bunch of things. The hide action is electronic warfare and intuition versus the host's intuition plus data processing. You can do any number of things, but
all right. Shit. I am going to maybe just try to get the job done and get the hell out of here.
All right, let's see how well that works out.
I don't know. I guess if they found me, they would probably know what I was doing. No, I guess... Shit. Electronic warfare plus int, huh? So that's a really low dice pool. I think that's 5 and 4. That'll be 9 at silent. That'd be 7 dice. I don't think I'm gonna hide at 7 dice. So fuck it. I'm going to stop running silent, which now should give me 4 extra dice, and I'm going to try to edit that file again and get the fuck out of here. And we'll see.
It'll give you 2 extra dice because you are no longer suffering the penalties.
Well, so right, but if you said if Hot Sim would be +2, mm-hmm. and running Hot Sim gives me +2, running silent gives me -2 plus an additional -2 for having run silent, then if I stop running silent, I should get all 4 of those dice back, right?
So if you're at 7 dice to start with, if you run silently, you will drop from 7 to 5. If you run Hot Sim, you will go from 5 to 7, so it's a net 0. So if you're at 7 and then you stop running silently, you simply go +2.
Right, but what I was saying is earlier, I have not at any point in this been ever adding the 2 dice for running silently. I was just gimping my normal dice pool by 2 okay. Instead of keeping it where it was. So I was robbing, in each of the original rolls, I was robbing myself of 2 dice. So
okay, so no, for this hide roll, it would be electronic warfare plus your intuition +2 if you stopped running silent.
Yeah, except I'm going to try to do the edit, which I would have been at 12, so now I'll have 16 dice for it. I'm going to try the edit again. And then I'm going to jack out.
Good news, I will have a combat turn to do stuff to you.
Yep, you sure will. I just hope I'm successful.
Well, I don't have to keep asking because you're out of edge, so. That's unfortunate.
And I fail. Yep.
Let's see what happens here. Let's double check here. First in plus firewall.
My int plus firewall is, I think, 11 right now. Let me see. Where's my firewall? Yeah. I have armor. What does that do?
I think that just gives you extra soak.
Yeah, I think it's makes use damage resistance 10. All right. Oh. And I'm going to take all of that.
Good news. You don't take any damage. Next turn.
I'm jacking out. If they haven't locked me, I'm jacking out.
Well, you haven't done what you're after.
Yep.
All right, so you are jacking out.
Yep. No point in me sitting around and dying to not get the job done. So,
I mean, I guess that's one way of looking at things. You will notice that your cyber deck is ringing.
my cyber deck is ringing.
Yep, somebody is calling your cyber deck.
What, I got traced?
They did not trace you. They have a mark on you. They attempted to mark you. That's what that 14d6 versus your 0 was. And they definitely hit you with a really high number of extra hits on your on their matrix perception test to find you. So they have the comm code for your deck. So they are calling it with the intention of telling you to cease and desist.
Send it to voicemail.
I mean, you can definitely hit the go to voicemail button, but yep. What you doing?
Shutting down my wireless.
All right. You will have many angry voicemails on your cyber deck when you turn it back on.
And I reboot, of course.
Yeah. So, what are you guys doing?
So we can or can't make it in my contacts lab just with more time.
So in your contacts lab, it'll take a bit more time, and you're gonna have to convince him of why should he let you do this.
I mean, worst come worst, offer him like a 2K. Thank you for letting us do this gift. I mean, we have 8K to work for expenses. I mean,
We'll buy her an autographed picture of Matt Smith. She would totally do it for that.
I have no idea who that is.
He was the 10th Doctor. Doctor Who.
Oh. Yeah, I never watched that show. I know, I feel like part of me should be like, oh my god, why would you not watch that show? But
nope.
Can we save money with the forgery skill?
Well, oh, so you just give her a forged picture. I'm gonna say probably not. I feel like that's the kind of thing that would have been all snapped up in the popularity. Or, ooh, this is my opportunity to piss off a lot of people and say that it never became popular in the Divergent timeline of Shadowrun.
Can't be. Well, it had gone off the air, but it was at least around and popular in like the 60s and 70s and early 80s before its rebirth.
Yeah, but like, we could say the rebirth never happened. But no, you could just
I agree. The rebirth never happened. Let's go for that.
air high fives.
Hell no, it's an awesome show.
So, you guys could go that way if you wanted. You guys, the ball is in your court for whatever it is you wish to do.
I'd say let's pay Pond and do this without more risk, because I got close, but not close enough. And if that one was protected by a rating 6 host, then likely that same experience will be repeated in other places. Because if they're going to encrypt and data bomb everything, which makes sense because it's medical facility and la la la, but that means I'm not going to be able to do that.
I also now understand why you were so hesitant with the first run when there was going to be a spider in the facility.
Yeah. Imagine this exact same thing, only with patrol ice everywhere and somebody intentionally looking for me. It's like,
I mean, you gotta get good, son.
The spider's not gonna sit there and just be like, "There's somebody here. I can smell him," like all the time. Like he'll be doing whatever. Like he's probably the guy that's watching the cameras and stuff because he has access to all of the Matrix feeds. What happened here was like you made an attack action, so the computer was like, allow me to make a Matrix perception to find out what just happened. And it happened to roll crazy to spot you.
oh, I see. Because I was wondering, I was like, what the hell did I do? I was successful. Like, why did they come out? Because it was a fucking attack action.
Yes.
God damn it. But there's no way to sleaze the encryption off of a file.
There is not.
Oh, that's crap. That's crap. All right. Things might have gone different if I had been using the right number of dice, but that is also okay.
Maybe. Because, like, you would have then just succeeded anyway, and it was the active success which brought the ice down, and I think I outrolled you, like, by more than 2. So... also, my tables hate Matrix people. I ran roughshod over Port Terror in his other game.
It's kind of just the Matrix rules. I mean, they kind of make it so that you have to get bent over a barrel because it's almost impossible. The sheer volume of rolls that you have to make, and the fact that hosts roll such big pools, make it almost impossible.
It depends upon what you're after, because you can get through most things with only like 3 or 4 Matrix rolls. Like, there's a hack to get in. There's an unopposed test to find the data you're looking for. Depending upon what it is, you may need an additional mark or something like that. Where, like here, it is people's medical information. So, that is obviously protected in all ways that it can be protected, because otherwise you're looking to get sued. And if it's one thing people in the 6th world don't want to be, is sued. But no, you guys are able, if you want, you guys can hire your friends to do this cloning.
Yeah, I think we need to do that, because the only other thing I could think is there is maybe a way that I could have done this with a spoof. If I had spoofed the order from the terminal to the system would have processed it and internalized it like it was a regular order. Because I mean, that's how else is a lab tech going to order this stuff up? He's going to go to his comm link, he's going to put in the information, and he's going to submit it.
He will have the access codes / marks and such on it. Like, he will be a legitimate user and able to enter that stuff into his computer. Like, he doesn't have... The hacking rules are an abstraction of how things work. So, like... it signifies you kind of, like, jumping onto somebody else's codes or whatever to get what you're trying to do done. Faking somebody's identity, that kind of thing. Where they don't need to do any of this stuff illegally because they just have access to do it.
Right, but it's the difference. It's the difference between me trying to take a run at a corporation's security and break into their, into their core goodies, versus me compromising the laptop of one of their roving sales guys and then using his legitimate VPN access to do things that he has total access to do inside the host.
Well,
I mean,
in
it's
that
so
situation, your roving sales guy isn't going to have access to place orders to get blood cloned.
no, but in this case, the doctors and the doctors and stuff that are walking throughout the hospital can, with their little devices, they are logged in.
They would have comlinks that have marks exchanged with the host, and
Right.
their personas would have the correct access capabilities to permissions set to be able to do that kind of stuff.
Right, but if I compromise their credentials, essentially, like if I compromise their device and then spoofed a command as if I was them,
that
would that not
work? To compromise their device is like a direct connection situation. If you stole somebody's comlink, yeah, you could do it a lot easier. You could even just do it from having their comlink and having them actually physically place the order. But doing it through the wireless, you're stuck dealing with the host's defenses no matter what.
Well, so do you guys want to go in and just try to bullshit our way into doing this, or probably not after we already set off their host and we don't have to go get more clothes?
I think the alarm is already off, so
yeah.
I think they're kind of expecting something right now.
We would have to go to another hospital, and then we could try to bullshit our way in and or distract somebody while I got physical access to their device to enter something in. There's a lot of ways we could do it, but I think we've eaten a lot of time, and since we have we'll just throw money at it problem, then let's just throw money in it.
Or like I said earlier, we can do the easy thing and just kill her. And then we don't have to worry about the Matrix. We don't have to worry about extra money. We're good.
Let's see how much your contact will charge us for the blood.
All right, so what do you want me to roll?
This is more of a loyalty thing, so let's do loyalty times 2 plus their connection.
Awesome. That is so good for me. So that's 12.
And
we're really good friends.
Which contact is this? Just so I know.
It's Pond. Margot Spivey, a.k.a. Pond, my cyber technician. Okay. Connection to loyalty 5.
Just in case, she ends up dead.
Oh, you wouldn't do that. There's no way it could be traced back.
You can't hear me shrugging, but I'm totally shrugging right now. That kind of like, because that is one of the things. Like, you guys could very easily throw money at this problem, but it depends upon what kind of paper trail you feel like leaving. So yeah, they can get this done. It's going to take them a couple of days. How much blood did you want?
A couple liters.
Do you want to quantify that in some fashion? I don't know how many liters of blood a person has in their body, but a quick Googling could.
5. I think it's either 5 to 6. Let me see. How much blood do you have?
How much?
The things you Google for Shadowrun.
Right?
Yeah, I was always wondering if it's like going to go start
5.5 liters, so I think like a liter should be enough.
No, we need enough to convince someone that someone died.
Yeah, we need it because you could lose a liter when you donate. You could donate. Well, you donate a pipe, but you could lose a liter of blood and be okay. You can't lose 3 liters of blood and be okay. So I'm thinking somewhere in the 3 to 5.
You would also want to make the place look like you try to get rid of some of the blood, so you don't have to have the entire liters of blood just like he didn't like splash around the blood, right? If he took so much of care to get rid of pieces of body, you take some care to get rid of the blood, so you would bleed a lot of blood. You need just some blood to make sure he left spots of blood while missed a couple of places or whatever.
Also, he's not literally draining all of it out, so
I would say a couple liters to be safe.
Also, can we get this blood without having it on that person's books?
That is probably not a difficult thing to do.
Oh, I was apparently muted the whole time I'm asking you guys questions of how much blood.
Let's say 3 liters.
Okay. And you want it on the shady side, I'm hearing?
Yes, on the off the book side.
All right, so I will give you the option of stressing your relationship to get it cheaper, or to pay the full cost that I'm going to ask you for.
Full cost. I'm not gonna
All right.
take advantage of pawn.
So they're going to ask for like 2,000 nuyen a liter to make it happen, because she's going to have to also pay off some people.
All right, let's go for 2. That's half of the upfront money. That should be plenty of blood. Everybody okay with that? 4K for 2 liters?
Yep.
All right. So we have people that have a whole bunch of blood and a whole bunch of luggage, as I struggle to find words. It's going to take like 2 days or so to get this stuff done. What do you guys want to do in the meantime?
Are there things we need to do?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna recover some edge
Sure.
because that would be nice.
Here, Edge is good to
That
have.
and communicate the plan to the Johnson.
All right. What are you communicating to her?
That I guess we have 2 days until the blood's ready. Then 2 days that we basically need to get together and basically let her know what's going to happen.
Which is that.
Which is we're probably going to have her. Ooh, yeah, that we're going to have her go into her apartment. Then we're going to smuggle her out probably in a bag. I'm not sure how we're going to do it. Or we're going to disguise somebody else. We're going to have her disappear, and then we'll make her disappear.
Yeah. Do you have like invisibility or anything? Because I just realized the one big flaw in the plan. We still got to get her out. We don't want her to be seen by the
I
camera.
was just going to ask the same question: that how are we getting her out once Rico and her walk inside the room?
I have physical mask, so I can make. Well, I think the plan is to make.
You have improved invisibility by any chance?
No, but if we get one of those luggage carts, have her fit into one of the luggages, have her walk in, and then the heavy bags that are coming out, she's in one of them.
Well, we could also. I mean, you could levitate her out up to the roof or something. We can get around, but that's maybe more complicated. Just making her look like somebody else. Well, if they're really, really reviewing those tapes, they might notice one extra person leaving that they never saw come in.
Well, there's already a whole bunch of big heavy bags leaving, so just asking her to, scrunch up into one of the bags and then have Rico carry her out. I mean, it looks like, he's robbing the place, so it's full of stuff.
Well, we could simplify. We don't even need the hacksaw. We don't need a bunch of little luggage. We could just get one big trunk that he takes out, and then just leave the blood around like he shot her, and then just went and got a trunk and brought the trunk back to get the body out. She could actually physically leave in the trunk.
And then can you edit to file of the footage to make it look like, a bit more gruesome? You should have marks on it, so it should be easy.
Well, no, there won't be any footage of the assault. There will only be like the lobby cameras and stuff of people going in and out. We're leaving breadcrumbs for them to piece together a crime. But her stuff is all going to be torn out and like messed up, like the physical processors like yanked out. Like people who had enough skill to realize that they needed to get rid of evidence of body were present, but not so much skill that they knew how to do that without making a mess.
This is like a luxury hotel, or is it like a house?
It is a personal house.
I thought she lived in an apartment or like a building or something. She lives in a house.
Yeah, she lives in a house that has a decent length driveway, a good lawn, and her neighbors are equally wealthy.
Okay, then I guess we'll leave her security. We'll edit her security footage. We'll make it so that they thought they got everything, but the stuff that is facing outside is still working.
I'm just thinking if we want to leave breadcrumbs, we can just leave them exactly what they're looking for. Just edit it so it's that.
No, just actually leave footage of a gruesome murder taking place, and then us disposing of her body.
Yeah, and he's going to be disguised, so they're looking for whoever he looks like.
Okay.
And then meanwhile, we just actually physically had her jump in the box and him cart the box to a vehicle. And the neighbor's footage is going to correspond with 2 walked in and a guy in a box walked out. And then we just have to also see whatever we can also grab from in there and stuff in a car. Or could we use her car too?
You guys use whatever you want that's there.
Make it more than one person who enters with her, maybe?
Oh, does she have a car?
She's rich. Of course she has a car.
Okay, then this works even better. So 2 people enter, and I guess if we're going to have footage of cameras on the inside of our house, then we can stage the altercation. If not, then we just worried about the outside of the house. So 2 people go in, and then you leave in her car, Rico. And then sometime later, you come back with her car, and then a little bit later, another car rolls up, and then you guys load. You see lots of stuff loading things into those cars, and then you leave. So it could have been like you went in there, you didn't necessarily even mean to kill her, but you killed her, so you had to get rid of the body, but then you came back to get the goodies. I don't know, whatever we do, there needs to be a compelling story for the cops to put together.
I mean, I'm going to let you guys in a little secret. I am more or less just looking for the how. You have full cooperation from the who, and more or less the what. The why we also know. The when you guys have full control over. So it is up to you guys to put together whatever story you want to leave, and then you can just be paid. It's kind of what it comes down to. Like, now that you have the blood that you wanted, unless you want something else that you can't normally just acquire to make this happen, it's kind of all in your hands.
Does she have? So let's just ask this: what is the security coverage like at her personal house? Does she have cameras on the insides or just on the outsides?
There are cameras inside the house. There are some cameras outside the house. She doesn't have any on-site security. Like, she doesn't have somebody that is there to patrol her grounds, as it were. There is a little bit of I don't want to say a neighborhood watch, but it does get frequent night errant patrols. She has a gardener. She has a driver that she makes use of in certain situations. Outside of that, she lives mostly alone.
We need to time it so none of them are there.
So we set the stage. She comes back from a late night of partying with some guy, also an elf, who is Rico. They're making out at the front door. They go in. She goes to the bathroom, whatever. He starts looking through her stuff. She comes back. He pulls a gun on her. He orders her around. She goes near the safe. She's trying to do something. It looks like she's reaching for a weapon. And his gun goes off. And she crumples to the floor. And then he walks around for a while, like waving his hands like, oh, crap, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Picks her up, throws her over his shoulder, hauls her out to the car, and then drives her away. And then he comes back with some friends later, and they steal everything.
Why did we get all the blood then?
So the blood would be a part of the theatrics of the shooting. Like we do the camera angle so that, or since we know what the camera angles are, so when she dives for the gun or whatever, it's like diving out of frame, and we see him pull the trigger, and then she actually has the blood on her and just or had stuffed it under her couch the day before, the container, and just dumps it out where her body would have fallen. And then when he picks her up and throws her over his shoulder and walks by the camera to take her out to the car, the blood is like on her face and whatnot.
Can't you just Photoshop all that in?
I mean, I could edit the things, but I mean, again, since we control every aspect of it, it's easier and better to just do it with practical effects, I would think.
A true
Since
artist
we know what
uses
the camera-
practical effects.
Yeah, and it's better that way. Then there's no hacking. There's no there's no complications. And the thing isn't that hard to pull off. And especially since we know where her cameras are, I think we could probably reason it out pretty easily. I don't know. That's my thought.
Let's do it.
All right. So let me lock this all down here real quick. Rico plus Lady J comes back from club. Rico holds up Lady J. Makes it look like robbery gone bad. Air quotes murders. Fake blood. And then what's the rest of it?
Then he picks her body up, throws it over his shoulder, and we get the camera. Because she probably has cameras in her garage, so we see him go into the garage and stuff her what looks, her limp body into the trunk, and drive her car away. And he's gone for he's like a good hour and a half gone. And then he comes back, and then not long after he comes back, some other people come to the house and spend some time loading. And so there's a lot of nice footage of people stealing things and loading up.
Okay.
And then we take her car out somewhere and set it on fire when we're done.
Sure. Is there anything else you want to do beforehand?
Can we? How much would it be to get a body to put in there, so when we burn the car, there's remains in there too?
Well, I was actually thinking we drive the body. The after the stuff, the body in the trunk, we have him drive her car down to the docks, or down to the waterfront or something, somewhere where you would dispose of a body. At which point, she can be picked up by her friend, or we can be waiting there with our car. And then Rico drives back. We drop her off and then head over to her house to loot it. So according to her GPS on her car left her house, went down to the middle of nowhere near the docks, came back to her house, then went out somewhere in the middle of the nowhere where it was then set on fire. Again, it'll very much play like body disposal.
We just have to hope that no one notices when the gun goes off.
Silencer.
Rico, do you have a silencer?
If he doesn't, I offer him my gun, which does.
Sure.
And then in the, I guess, altercation, make it look like he's grabbing a pillow to further silence it, just to be safe.
Sure.
Because it doesn't completely silence it, but...
So since you guys talked about it earlier, I'm not going to slam you with this now. You guys want to go ahead and roll that disguise for Rico so he doesn't show up clean shaven and smiling on the security footage?
Oh, I didn't know that we already briefed and we're going right now, but I'll roll all those.
I mean, it's up to you guys. I'm going to assume that no matter, this will just be for when it happens.
I'll work on those. Give me a minute.
Yep. Then I have a very important question that I need to ask somebody.
Is it what
I'm
else
up.
you need to ask, or you're asking somebody outside of?
I asked somebody on Skype a very important question. What's his disguise of?
I would say some fancy, someone you would expect to see at a club, some fancy guy from the club, probably matching whatever she's coming home in. So something that we're talking with her, what club that she's coming back from, make him look like he came from that club.
Okay. So we have a fancy pants guy. Then I think I'm just going to need a since Rico's going in, I guess I really only need like a con roll or a performance roll from him to sell the scene inside.
So that's con.
Con or performance. Since you have her cooperation, I'll give you like 3 extra dice. Because, she'll be selling it to you.
That's about the same. Wait, what's my...
How do you feel about that level of success, Rico?
I'll edge that.
Okay.
We can always fix it in post.
Alright. Alright, so you have 3 hits to sell the performance of the murder, and then then Rico, you shoot her. She goes down. It's a that kind of stuff. She will then fall limp at your feet. As tis the plan for you to carry her out of here after freaking out, and your freaking out will be covered in your 3 hits here. You gonna throw her in the trunk?
Yep.
All right. You guys are driving away. Where you heading?
Good question.
Somewhere on the Barrens, probably.
Probably.
Okay. What's your next plan of action here? Are you meeting up with the guys, or are you just driving off with her?
We need to spill the blood.
I tell the guys to start working in the house.
Well, you need to take her to us so we can go drop her off somewhere, or return to the vampire, or stash her.
I got her while you guys do this. Multitask.
No, you need to come back to be a part of the ransacking. That's the important bit. You're gonna have to let us in.
Is it passcode protected? How do doors work in the near future?
Rico, this is more to like sell the con, I think, to like sell the
No,
overall story.
I got in trouble. I'm a lowlife. My buddies came in to help. Right?
I thought that was the plan. You got your buddies to come in and help you loot the place. Was, I believe, the plan.
Yeah, I'm like, whoops, guys. I shot this girl. I'm not going back to the crime scene.
I thought we were doing that in her car so our car doesn't go near the place.
I mean, I think that was the plan, but then Rico got involved.
Yeah, the plan is, Rico, you're supposed to drive her quote-unquote body. Well, first off, somebody said something about the fake blood. She should have dumped the fake blood out when she fell.
Yeah, no, she could
The
have been totally set up with like gore packs and stuff.
Okay. So the Rico drives her body to the Badlands where she gets out, and we say, "Hey, that was fun. You're a good actress." And then we can take her back while Rico, or one of us can take her back while Rico and the others get in her car and drive back to go loot the place.
So I'll disguise Splatter so he can do that because he can lift heavy things.
It's funny that the shortest guy is the strongest guy.
How strong? No, I'm pretty sure I'm stronger than Splatter.
So Splatter and Rico are going to go back and
How strong are you, Splatter?
take care of stuff.
5 strength.
7.
He says that as though he has won something. So, are you guys going back to loot the place? Like, what's...
Splatter and I think Splatter and Rico should go back after meeting up with us. Splatter and Rico should go back. Fenway and I should go drop off the Johnsonette at a prearranged drop off with her vampire bow. And then we should go meet up with them when they're done ransacking the house to transfer the goods into the car and then torch Johnson's car.
Awful lot of typing.
So where am I meeting you?
Somewhere in the Barrens, I would think. Maybe somewhere near the water. Big,
All right.
I mean,
big bodies
it doesn't
of water,
even have
great
to be the
places to go.
Barrens, right? It just has to be like a pre-arranged location where the vampire meets up with his girlfriend, and they can run off wherever, and me and Splatter head back and like sell that con even more.
Yeah, but the only thing is we want to make sure the GPS goes to somewhere where a body would have left, and a body going out to sea seems the best
So, okay,
place.
so let's go back to the first place where we met him, the abandoned building with the junkies, with the 3 vampires that she like the first place where we met the vampire and the lady.
No. That ties us back to previous history. The bounty hunter guys may know about that place, and that would be a big blinking target that this was an inside job.
All right, I'm driving to the river.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah, we don't actually have to dump a body off, so you could just drive at a bridge. We could just drive to a bridge that's somewhere out of the way, and we could pretend like we dropped a body off.
So to somewhere near the docks.
And wherever we go, I will do a matrix perception and make sure that there's no cameras that are spotting us. And if there are, I will deal with them.
And leave a little bit, splatter a little bit of blood to leave a trace.
Sure. Rico, are you going to that place to drop her off, or are you going to a different part of the water?
We're going to the docks, right?
I mean, that was, from the sounds of it, that was the plan, was to then throw
All right,
her
yeah.
in the river.
Docks.
All
It
right.
is.
Just making sure that since you were all about, hey, I want to murder her, I wanted to make sure that you are arriving at the same place to hand her
No.
over.
I'm showing up to the same place.
All right. So Rico pulls up. You guys are there. A vampire is there because, you kind of made that arrangement.
Oh, does he show up there?
If you told him this is where the handoff was going to be, he's totally going to be there to receive said handoff.
All right. Does the car have autopilot?
Yes. Well, it has a grid guide. You could totally, like the grid guide will take over if it no longer has, like a manual control option going on.
All right. No, nothing. Just asking.
Okay. You just gonna get her out of the trunk then, Rico?
Yeah.
All right. So here comes Rico and the girlfriend, and she will start to pull away to run up to embrace him. Dramatic pause.
I activate the grenade in her belt.
What kind of grenades do you have, Mr. Rico?
Oh,
No. Come on,
Pretty sure I used them all.
just once. Let us just collect the money, man.
I don't have any grenades.
Okay.
That went all to shit in the playhouse thing.
Just making sure. So you guys will be able to drop them off. They will have a lover's embrace on the docks here. As you guys are having their little meeting, a boat will come by to pick them up, and when they get on the boat, they tell you that, or he tells you that your money will be released to you when I see it on the news in the morning, just to make sure that it was, a good show. And he will release your money to you guys. I'm just gonna need some sneaking rolls from those of you, if you actually want to go back and loot the place to keep or to then sell. I'm gonna need some rolls from you guys. But if you want to just sneak in and wreck the place, that we don't have to worry about rolling out.
They should totally loot stuff, guys.
Yeah, that's our bonus.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a good loot roll.
By the way, who's our fence?
That's an important question. I can't imagine what kind of problems that would come across.
I know a pirate who deals with illegal goods, so.
I don't want anything, so knock yourself out, guys.
Be a team player and start looting and help other guys. Come on.
It is beneath me to loot. Sorry, guys. You humans and short people can do your thing. I'm a fine elf. I don't.
All right, you can sit on our couch with your leg bouncing, chewing on your nails, looking like you're about ready to wet yourself instead, if you would like.
Can I perception check for gas lines?
I mean, that sounds more like an industrial engineering role. But like, there's a kitchen. I would, you could just.
I push over the stove. Is there like any lines coming out of it?
Yeah.
I cut one.
Okay. It.
Does it smell like gas is coming out?
A little bit.
Okay. I just keep doing my thing, walking around.
So you're undoing all of our work right now, just for the shits and giggles?
I mean, here's the thing. Sooner or later, probably sooner, a sensor is going to detect that gas leak that is now slowly building in this room and do a number of things. For one, it will probably shut off the gas. For two, it will probably alert the authorities that there's a potential problem here. If not necessarily the authorities, it will try to contact somebody to be like, hey, you need to get this fixed.
And if you succeed in your brilliant plan of blowing everything up, all that evidence we planted is gone, as well as all the footage that we faked, and all that shit's gone, and then it was all for nothing.
Just one problem, guys. Rico doesn't know how to blow it up.
Yeah, he probably thinks that, like, I cut the gas line, it's fine, it'll just fill, and then when something clicks on, it'll explode.
Which makes it look even better because it's a failed attempt to hide the evidence.
Yeah.
So, with that, you guys will get your pay with whatever left from your advance you guys didn't spend. Let's go with 4 karma for just the interesting situations that you have given me to perhaps do something in the near future with. If you guys are going to go with the illegal smuggling pirate, we can totally go with that for your fence. I will figure out how much money he's going to give you for the various valuables that you have gotten out of here. And I'll come back with that for you next week. And there has been a couple of replies already to the thread that I have put up for
Yeah, I saw that as well. Quite a few replies.
for some replacements, so I'll start going through them probably tomorrow. But yeah, no, I feel like that's going to be the end for us tonight. I want to thank you guys for sticking it out, and It's interesting to see your thought processes, because I would have just used some slab and bribed a guy or two to get her out of the morgue when she was dead. That's just me.
Wait, how would you have done it? Go say that again.
So slab is a drug that is basically specifically made for faking your own death. So you could have hit her up with some slab in some place. When Doc Wagon picked her up and we're like, well, shit, she's dead. You could have just either like kidnapped her out of there or what you call it, bribed the guy at the morgue to buy a body. You could have pretended to be ghouls, be like, yo, we're hungry, man. Just here, and just start buying corpses from him, because he's just probably going to incinerate them anyway, right?
So every movie ever, pretty much.
I mean, there's a couple of other.
Our plan isn't exactly like super original anyway, isn't that like our plan that we came up with eventually a movie trope as well?
Well, it's not so much that it's tropes, it's just that it could have been a little bit cheaper or faster. You could have also talked to Hernando to maybe find a corrupt detective that you could have been like, yo, this is going to be a really sloppy breaking and entering job. I need you just to fake the paperwork for it. No witnesses, that kind of stuff. And just have the, that kind of thing. There's a couple of other crazy things you could have done. The simple hacksaw murderer plan, also pretty good. You guys might have spent a bit longer than necessary on the specifics of it, because normally you guys don't have full cooperation of the people involved.
Yeah, we spent like a really long time just discussing how to get about it, didn't we?
Like you guys were talking about, oh, we could make it feel like she's going in for some kind of procedure, and it's like, well, just ask her and she can schedule that. If she wants to go get a tummy tuck or something, But you guys were all like planning and stuff behind her backs. Not like behind her back, but you were coming up with all these plans. It's like, what do you want to do? Not that you guys did anything wrong. I'm just saying that it could have been done faster because you had her and his cooperation. You could have done a lot of crazy things.
One nice thing about how we did it, though, there's no loose ends. Bribing a detective would have been loose ends. We would have had loose ends at the morgue if we tried to make the body go away, and they may have gone, well, that's suspicious that her body disappeared.
There are totally loose ends, because you stole a bunch of her stuff and then sold it.
I don't think we sold it. Weren't we like going to take the car and just like burn it?
The stuff we stole from her apartment that I didn't deal with.
You guys went back and looted the place.
But that makes it more. But that actually makes it. Yes, that could leave threads back to culpability in the crime of her fictitious murder. But that actually helps sell to the super secret vampire hunter group, whatever, that this is not a fake death.
So one of the things that I'm hoping to do with the runs that I'm with you guys for before somebody else steps into GMing, somebody's got a lot of background noise.
I've got something, but it's fake.
Yep. Can you not do that?
I'll pick it up a day.
Thank you. For one, it comes across really distorted and really hard to understand. For two, this is going up on YouTube, and I worry about content match stuff just being a pain in my ass. Links in the chat, though, that's fine. So one of the things I want to do is set up potential hooks to be used later in this situation with you guys looting some stuff. That stuff is then out there, and sometime in the future, if whoever takes over GMing wants to use it as a, hey, let's do more with those vampires and the vampire hunters, that's there, and they can make use of it, because it is going to take a decent amount of time for stolen goods to be tracked down, for them to track down where it was, especially because selling it to the pirate, he doesn't spend a lot of time in Seattle's waters. So it could show up anywhere in the world, really.
That's what I'm like hoping, and like probably while selling it, make a clear point of like get rid of it overseas somewhere.
Yeah, no, that's totally a thing that could be done. But this is an organization that works for the Catholic Church, so they're already kind of like a near worldwide thing. It's basically just a hook if somebody wants to use it later to come back and haunt you. Because, things.
So how humped am I now that somebody has my comm code?
I mean, as far as they know, because in the process when they first spotted you, they get to ask matrix perception questions, of which one of them can be, what was your last matrix action? And at that point, it was correct file. So they know that it was edit file. Because you cracked it, and then you went for the edit, and when that failed, we actually had to go into Matrix Initiative. So, like, it's a thing that can be changed, and I might just charge you a few $100 for, like, a new bit or piece to get it changed, but you're not, like, that screwed.
Okay.
It's just one of those things of, like, they have it right now, and they're trying to call you. If it is registered to one of your sins, that could be interesting.
No. Why would you? Why would you register an illegal piece of gear to your sin?
It's not illegal; it's just restricted.
Mm.
So that's something to consider. But with that being said, I have to be up in 6 hours, so I'm sure I'm going to end up playing more Pokemon.
Hey man, thanks so much for doing this.
Yep.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
You guys have a
And
good
good
night, and I will talk to you in a couple of days to see about getting somebody to fill in.
Yeah,
So-
already saw like a bunch of applications.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you.